Good morning. For this assignment, you'll be applying various properties of circles. So basically tangent lines, arcs, and chords, and here inscribed angles. So there's various problems here. I'll work through these first three problems, but first we have some examples using tangent lines. See if this is actually a tangent line. Remember, it should make a right triangle if it is tangent. Remember that tangent lines are these tangent lines are congruent. Some problems of finding the arc value, and then finding values for arcs or inscribed angles. All right, so, and there's one type of each problem here. So the first is involving tangent lines. So if these two lines are tangent, that means that they have to be congruent. So that means to solve for x, we can put these two lengths equal to each other. 5x squared plus 9 equals 14. So to solve this, we could set it equal to 0. So subtract 14 from both sides. So we get 5x squared minus 5 equals 0. If we factor this out, we could get 5 times x squared minus 1. Factor that out again, we get 5 times x minus 1 times x plus 1, because it's difference of squares, So if we set each of these terms to 0, get x equals 1 and x equals -1. So we're also applying some of our algebra here in order to get our answer. All right, so that's applying tangents down here to apply arcs and actually secants. Well, to find this red arc, notice they tell us one portion is 60 degrees. To find this other part, it's actually 180 degrees, 110 degrees. Why is that? Well, because these are congruent arcs. How do we know they're congruent arcs? Because notice that they tell us these lengths are congruent. And so these lines here are also congruent lines, right? Because they're congruent triangles. And one of our properties of chords is that if they are, if the chords are congruent, then the arcs are congruent. So we need these two. So we know these two arcs are congruent. So then the length of EC, arc EC, simply the sum of these two. So 60 degrees plus 110 degrees. So that's 170 degrees. So that's applying arcs and chords. And then here we have inscribed angles. So remember, one property is the inscribed angle is half of the arc, of the intercepted arc. But in this problem, we can actually see 45 degrees and x degrees intercept the same arc. If they intercept the same arc, then they have the same measure. So it's 45 degrees and x has the same measure. So x equals 45, right? QR is the same arc. So those are equal. Here we have SP. So 40 degrees and y degrees both intercept the same arc. So they must have the same measure. So then y must also be 40. Right, so that's just applying some of the properties and theorems that we know related to circles. Right, so all the problems here are similar, some variation. Remember, you can review the notes and there all the theorems are listed with other example problems that we worked on. All right, just do your best with that, and please ask if you have any questions on that, attend tutoring, etc. All right, have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next time.